Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are with me on Super Primetime Max on the debate with Arnab. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the nation's sharpest opinion. And my contrast this evening, I come to you with a contrast, is between two startling images. One of Arvind Kejriwal's expensive lawyers demanding special treatment for Arvind Kejriwal in the Supreme Court, saying, after all, don't you understand, my lordships, he's a busy man, he's a busy chief minister who must hit the busy campaign trail, as if nobody else has anything that they are to be busy about. As if all the under trials in Tihar jail and anywhere else have no work to do. That it's only Arvind Kejriwal, because he's a chief minister, you see, who must be released on bail. Now, the second image is of Arvind Kejriwal's top leader, Amanatullah Khan's son, attacking petrol pump staff with iron rods. Why? Because the Aam Aadmi Party leader's son stopped the pampered brat from jumping the queue. Can I have some visuals, please, on the screen, ladies and gentlemen? We must see it, because when I say things like this, people say, oh, no, you're making it up. I'm not making it up. The Aam Aadmi Party now believes that anybody who assaults any family member of the stops any Aam Aadmi Party family member from jumping the queue must be assaulted. The Aam Aadmi Party believes in assaulting those who don't let them jump the queue. And the Aam Aadmi Party chief, Arvind Kejriwal, who recently lived in a palace funded by taxpayer money, says that his campaigning is more important than any other job of any other person in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that the AAP is afflicted with a VVIP syndrome. They've gone crazy with the VVIP syndrome. And I am nobody to advise the lordships. The lordships are intelligent, wise, experienced, and knowledgeable of the law. But we too also have a right to express our view on what's going on inside the court. Ladies and gentlemen, if the Supreme Court accepts what Arvind Kejriwal is saying, then they will set a precedent that every other politician will give the excuse of elections to demand bail. I am nobody to advise the honorable judges of the honorable Supreme Court. But with all humility, their lordships must understand that the chief ministers are not the first among equals. Tomorrow, if a school teacher commits an act of murder or corruption for which they are jailed, they can't say, we must be given bail on an examination day, my lordships, I have to do my job. Doctors, if they commit any act of perjury or murder or corruption or a scam, cannot say that, my lordships, I need to be given bail because I have an important surgery to do. You see, everybody has a job to do. Arvind Kejriwal is making it out like his being a chief minister is the only job in the country. Law is about precedent. Jurisprudence is always about setting the right context. And I'm sure the honorable lordships will establish the fact strongly when they give their verdict on Friday. Because what they say today will have to apply to everyone tomorrow. The Supreme Court is trying to put riders, but in my view, that's not enough. They're saying if released, you can't perform official duties. I mean, what is the meaning of that? The basic point is, he says, I've got to do election campaigning. So that's no prohibition in my view. And that's my humble opinion to the honorable lordships. The Supreme Court must look at all aspects. ED is putting up a strong case. Politicians are not a separate class of people in this country. And I think the VIP card is not, I repeat, not going to work at all. But the big story today, which I'm debating, is Arvind Kejriwal saying that I need to do campaigning. It's very important, you see. It's more important than any other person's job in the country. So I got to campaign, my lords, and doesn't matter how many people are rotting in jail, but I can't because I'm more important than others. That is the fundamental issue. The ED rightly says that heavens won't fall. Anyway, the AAP should realize maybe they're getting more of a sympathy factor the longer Arvind Kejriwal stays in jail. But that's not the issue. Politicians are not a separate class. I agree with the Enforcement Directorate. My problem is with the temerity of the argument that I'm a chief minister, I need to campaign, it's terribly important. Well, it's an important time at every point of time when a person is arrested. A person does not have the right to decide whether the time is important for the law to apply to them. The law applies regardless of circumstances, ladies and gentlemen. And that's my view. Do you agree with me? Let's go and debate. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, opening the debate, Piyush. who's supporting the Aam Aadmi Party, Akashdeep, pro-up, Karan. Piyush, what a ridiculous argument. I'm a chief minister, I got to campaign. I'm surprised he's even getting a hearing on this. And I'm pretty much sure that the court will realize this is a terrible precedent to come and set. I'm a chief minister, I have to campaign. I mean, what is this?
So you think, Arnab ji, that and you are free to have your own thoughts, your own wisdom, according to. I think the Honorable Supreme Court is going to decide whether the argument put forth by Mr. Kejriwal is a ridicule or those arguments are sincere. So let the Supreme Court of the country decide upon it. You yourself have told, in your introductory remarks that you are not advising the Honorable Supreme Court. So let us not advise.
Why are you on the defensive,
Supreme Court of the country.
Why are you on the defensive?
I'm not on the defensive. And
you're sounding on the defensive.
So, Arnab, look at the poetic justice here. The Supreme Court said you cannot perform your official duties. Here is a man who's not interested in performing official duties. He anyways doesn't perform his official duties. He's a CM who has been asked, don't behave as a CM if you get out, and still you get
wrong visuals being played.
Kejriwal
visuals on. I'm not on that part of the debate. Yes, please go on, Karan. Go on. Get the windows up, please, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm saying, Arnab, the Supreme Court has gone on to say that if released on bail, you cannot behave as a CM. You cannot continue with your official duties. Imagine the irony. Here is a man who cannot behave as a CM, but he doesn't resign from the CM chair. He continues to cling on to power.
No,
and
to that also there's a counter. To that also there's a counter. I don't know where Piyush disappeared. I can't see him on the screen. To that also there is a counter that if Arvind Kejriwal were to have said that I have to do the job of a chief minister and that is why I must be given bail, I can understand. But to say that the job of a chief minister is not important, the job of an election campaigner is more important, is an insult. Is an insult to the people. Insult to the people. Akashdeep. Let's get them.
Your analogy is wrong.
Akashdeep.
Your analogy is totally wrong. Today the Honorable Supreme Court said, and I quote the Honorable Supreme Court, and if you disagree, please tell me, and why.
Get him.
He is elected CM of Delhi.
Get him, why not? Yeah.
There are elections. These are extraordinary circumstances. He is not a habitual offender. The Supreme Court says, while you disagree with this Honorable Supreme Court, the Supreme Court says that these are extraordinary circumstances. This will set a precedent that anybody who is in power, what they will do is that to curb the freedom of campaigning of an opponent, they'll catch hold of the opponent with Section 45 of PMLA and put behind bars. Every opposing member of political fraternity has a right to campaign and put the message across to the common man of the country. That's what the Honorable Supreme Court is saying.
You can let Delhi suffer. You can let Delhi suffer. Be an alleged person in the liquor scam. And then say, I want to campaign. Leave Delhi high and dry. I mean, what are your priorities?
Please don't do this. Please don't do this.
Just a limited point on what you said. You cannot leave Delhi high and dry. You cannot sign documents.
Okay, listen to me.
You are not there for Delhi. You are pulled up by the Delhi High Court. Because a loss of 2,000 crores as per the CAG estimates. And now you want to campaign. Arnab, look at the shamelessness here. Look at the shamelessness. This man wants to be a neta. He doesn't want to govern.
That whatever
आपने इनका लक्ष्य हमें नेतागिरी करनी है जनता की भाड़ में जनता की भाड़ में इन्हें नेतागिरी करनी है इन्हें बिजली से पानी से दिल्ली में बॉम्ब्स के
1 minute, Karan, just wait. I can't hear both of you together. Karan, wait a minute. Wait a minute here.
Now,
Akashdeep, tell me one thing, and let's address the issue here, right? The central argument being presented by the Supreme Court is this, that I am a politician and I need to do a campaign.
Exactly.
That is the point. I've understood it. I am a politician and I'm a well-known man. Do you think a well-known man like me is going to disappear? I am a politician. I am a well-known man, right? And I may be accused of a terrible crime, but you have to look at the situation of timing, that there's an election going on and I have to be allowed to do my job. Okay? Now, tell me, a doctor or a teacher will face a similar situation tomorrow. 1 minute. How would you say that the doctor's job of saving patients' lives or the teacher's job of teaching young students is less important than that of a politician who has to campaign. This is the only issue. The Supreme Court will have to explain to the people of the country whether it agrees with that argument. That is the only argument. You can't say the timing. Every timing is important for everyone.
No. Listen to me. It gave the same argument what you are giving. And Supreme Court said that general election happened once in 5 years and quoting the Honorable Supreme Court. He wants to campaign and we have to decide on the
tomorrow, 1 minute. Tomorrow, 1 minute. Piyush is on the debate. Let's open it up back. Piyush is back. No, I'll get Piyush back. Piyush, 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Tomorrow, if you say, viewers, here is the nature of the argument. You people, don't you understand this is a general election and it happens once in 5 years? So tomorrow, if a cricketer carries out a murder and then he says that, my lords, there is a World Cup going on. So what if I murdered someone? Do you know how important a World Cup is? It comes once every few years. Let me play the World Cup and I'll come back. Give me interim bail.
Now, can I respond?
No, suppose a doctor, a very, very important doctor, is caught in an act of corruption, right? The doctor will say that, my lord, do you understand? I'm the only doctor who can do this complex surgery. And these kind of surgeries don't happen every day. I'm the only person who can save the person's life. Let me out on bail.
Now, can I...
One minute. Just 1 minute. Suppose there's a pilot. The pilot says, my lord, there's a pilot strike going on. I have to go and fly my plane. That the court will say, no, you can't be allowed to do that. What a ridiculous argument. But the pilot will say, but Arvind Kejriwal was given bail. Because he said he's the chief minister who has to campaign. This is the ultimate VIP card being played in the highest court of the country. Yes, defend that. Defend the ridiculousness of that. Yes, Piyush.
Okay. So, amusing as it may be, you know.
It's not amusing, it's real.
No, it's
you
not
think
amusing.
It won't be used?
Now, let me clarify why.
You think it won't be used? You think it won't be used? No, you think it won't be used?
Baba, let me respond. I got your questions, right? So kindly allow me to make my limited point. All I am saying is Kejriwal ji guilty. You know, the way you are asking questions is as if the Kejriwal ji has already been found guilty of corruption. Kejriwal ji is already found guilty of money laundering. He is still an accused. Evidence has, the Honorable Court has not even started the examination of evidences as far. It is all in the prima facie land that the...
that is not the point. That is not the point.
That is exactly
That is not the point. That is not the point. Tomorrow, by that logic, Manish Sisodia will also say, I am also an important leader, my lord. And Hemant Soren will say, I am also an important leader. I should also be allowed. Sab nikal jayenge. Campaigning के नाम पे सब निकल जाएंगे.
Make a brief point, please.
Arnab, you are misleading the nation.
Using fabricated facts.
You are misleading the nation by saying that. Focus on only one part.
Arguments, no. So this is what you are going to get.
You can I make a point, please?
Behind bars on imaginary cases. So this is what you are going to get because you hardly have any evidence.
So why do you think Piyush, 1 minute, Savios, just Karan 1 minute. Viewers, these kind of arguments are being put. And at this point of time, what I do, viewers, I sort of simplify the argument, you know. I don't complexify it. I'll simplify it. My simple point is that if every person who commits a crime says they have a job, the Supreme Court cannot say that your job is less important or somebody else's job is more important than others. That is what it comes down to. Everybody, you think tomorrow the NGO types will not go and say that I have to do my NGO job. No, first of all, last of all, that is the only argument here.
Committing or being pronounced guilty, it is if a person is accused of crime, his case is yet to be examined, evidences are yet to be
But do you understand how dangerous this card is? Are Baba, please understand the majority of people in jail in India are under trials. Everybody was doing some job or the other before.
They are given bail. They are given bail.
No, they are not given bail. 1 minute. Okay. Chill. Now listen to me. Listen, what are those?
This was an interim bail for an event. And what has Justice Datta said? Just Arnab, let me quote this. We thought of considering the issue of interim bail only on account of elections. Otherwise, there was no question of it. So why make an exception because of an event? He doesn't deserve the bail. This is Justice Datta saying. Only we are considering because of election. So should every under trial get a bail on that basis? How ridiculous would that be? What sort of precedent are we setting? Every under trial prisoner can tomorrow join a political party and say we have something important.
No, you are creating a
He's seeking a bail to campaign. To hell with the people of Delhi for him. To hell with the people of Delhi for Arvind Kejriwal. He is interested in campaigning. He wants to be a neta. He doesn't want to govern. Not once did he say, I want to come out for the people of Delhi. Even the justice, even Supreme Court said, you cannot behave as a CM when you come out, even if you come out. You cannot sign files. But look at this Aam Aadmi today who wants this caste treatment, clinging onto his chair when he cannot even be a CM. Imagine, Arnab, the brutal irony of this man. Today he cannot be a CM, he cannot sign documents, but he wants to cling onto this chair and he wants to campaign. The joke today is on the common people.
Can I bring some facts on the table?
No, I would just set this in precedent. I would just like to set this in a little bit of perspective tonight, viewers. See, let's be very, very sensible about what we are saying here. If you want to get bail, you'll have to prove there is no case against you. By the way, on a lighter note, nobody asked me, Arnab, do you have a job? When Uddhav Thackeray got me arrested, everyone on, did anybody say, I seem to be the only jobless person, because nobody asked. At that time, Arvind Kejriwal was very happy. Oh, Arnab got arrested. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Arey Baba, Arvind Kejriwal, more people follow me than you in the country. Everybody watches my 9 o'clock show. Did anybody say? When I was summoned, they summoned me and kept questioning me 15 hours, 16 hours, 17 hours, 20 hours. Did anybody say Arnab has a show to do? He has a network to run? No. But Arvind Kejriwal has a job. No, Akashdeep, it's a ridiculous argument. Listen to me. Now, what is this argument? What is this argument? Okay, viewers, I'll talk to you. Viewers, I'll talk to you. Bahut ho gaya. No, bahut ho gaya. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. What is this? It is not the job. It is not the job, you must understand, of the Honorable. Everyone on, please. It is not the job of the Honorable highest court of the country to be furthering the political career of Arvind Kejriwal.
Yes.
He should have thought about that before he carried out the scam.
Now let me tell you what Justice Khanna said today.
On the Supreme Court
he
of
said
India.
on the basic.
That's a big charge.
No, wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute.
No, I'll tell you one thing. One, people are saying, Arnab, why are you talking about yourself? 1 minute. I'll tell you why I'm talking about myself. Because I got bail when Justice Chandrachud said there is no case on Arnab. There is prima facie no case. Let the honorable judges say there is no case on Kejriwal and release him. But no. Should Harish Salve have gone to court for me and said, my lordship's Arnab is the most watched journalist in the country, give him bail? Would the court have listened to me with that ridiculous question? No, why? What? No, I'm talking about merits. What about the merits of the case? The central argument being made is that he's got a campaign. Well, Savio's got to run a media house. No, everybody has a job.
No.
You are undermining the common sense of people in this country with this kind of argument.
That 100 crore was the proceed of crime. How did it become 1100 crore
that
in 2 to 3
opinion
years?
of the Supreme Court, I'm afraid, is bordering on creating a precedent of absurdity if they are going to look at the job of a chief minister in light of a job of any other criminal or alleged criminal that is going through a trial. And that's exactly a bad precedent. And I was shocked when I heard it. Because
should I open the lines on this one?
Is you're comparing the chief minister of a particular state. It does not matter whether it's Arvind Kejriwal right now. What matters is that you're saying that the chief minister's position, which is a job, is higher than any other alleged criminal. And therefore, for election purposes, he is supposed to be given an interim bail. I think it borders on a precedent that is going to open up a Pandora's box, a can of worms, and it is, in my humble opinion, absurd to consider the chief minister who is in service of people to be different from every other person who is working for a job and working for a living. The chief minister is doing a job, he is elected, he is a representative of the people. He is not above the people. So the laws are the same for everyone.
No, I realize now.
Today we are changing the laws for ministers.
No, I realize now that I missed out on something. Because when I was put in jail wrongly for a case which did not exist, as Justice Chandrachud said, I should have said in the court, I should have asked Mr. Salve or asked my lawyers to speak to Mr. Salve and say that, Mr. Salve, 430 million people follow the Republic Media Network, he has to be given bail. Do you think anybody would have looked at me? Yes, a VVIP culture you want to have? I condemn this attitude, and I'm sure the court will see through it. Now, court has a right to say... No, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one. Just point being is this. We have 75% of people who are under trials, Piyush. Everybody has some job or the other. This is becoming arrogant. Let's get RP Singh also on the debate. No, and all of them are not habitual offenders. When Dr. Singhvi says he's not a habitual offender, and Justice Singh, Dr. Abhishek Singhvi is then giving the election schedule. He's saying there are elections in Punjab, you release him for that first, and then there are elections in Delhi, you release him for that first. They're like giving instructions to the court, and then saying democracy is the basic structure of democracy. Well, the economy also runs on people who carry out the economy. Tomorrow, should CEOs be given bail because they have a board meeting to attend? RP Singh?
Precisely.
Tomorrow, some CEO will say, I have a board meeting to attend. Release me.
Another more serious issue. Rajkumar Anand, their MLA and a former minister in Delhi, quitted Aam Aadmi Party ministership, MLA-ship, and has joined BSP. There are 7 ministries which are still without a person to head those ministries. There's no minister for those 7 portfolios. But Kejriwal is not worried about Delhiites. He's worried about his elections. But he should quit as a chief minister so that someone should take charge and accept his resignation, forward that to the President of India so that new person can be appointed for those 7 portfolios. That's more important if he's concerned about Delhiite. But he's not. He's just concerned for his personal freedom, for his personal political campaigning.
Now, in this country, who decides whether to grant bail or not? Is it me who decides? Is it you who decides? Is it Arnab who decides? It is basically the judiciary of the country which is to decide upon the matter whether or not to grant bail.
Of course,
so,
I agree with you.
You cannot just go on television.
I agree with you. It is the courts to decide.
The basis here. Mr. Piyush, we are discussing the basis here. Just because you want to campaign, everybody has a specific role. What sort of precedents are we looking at here? Is justice less important to someone's work? Someone's important work?
This is what is that? You can have your own disagreements, but there is a system in this country. The judiciary decides whether or not to grant bail, and what are the merits and demerits of the case.
He's allowed to go outside.
A bail on the merits. He is being cut off for interim bail.
If the judiciary decides not to give bail, so be it.
He is not getting a bail, first of all. This is an interim bail, which is only under consideration because of elections. As per words of Justice Datta.
No, but he is getting... one minute.
Why should it be a criteria?
No, Karan, 1 minute. He is getting interim bail because he is coming up with a heart-wrenching story that, my lord, I am a contributor to Indian democracy. And the only way I can contribute to Indian democracy is by campaigning in the elections in Punjab and Delhi. Everybody contributes to the country some way or the other. Piyush, this is a terrible argument.
Arnab, when the Supreme Court refused the bail of Manish Sisodia ji, we did not say कि भाई आपने ये decision कैसे ले लिया?
It is you. No. 1 minute. That is wholly different. The Manish Sisodia case is wholly different. Wholly and completely different. The Manish Sisodia case was on the case itself. 1 minute. Please understand, there's a difference between parole and bail.
Yes.
If today he's saying, I'm seeking parole. 1 minute. He's saying, I'm seeking parole. He can say, I'm seeking parole. And in my parole period also, I will not be allowed to do my job, because you're basically allowing a special opportunity to a person whose career you see as special. The dangerous precedent in the argument is that if on this reason, and I repeat, if on this reason Arvind Kejriwal gets bail, then everybody in the country will have a feeling that politicians are number 1 first-class citizens, everybody is a second-class citizen. It's as clear as that. Am I right, Savio?
What about the merits of the case?
Please.
What do you talk about?
Tomorrow, I have to run my French.
I'll run the poll also.
They are representative of the people. They have to uphold the law. They cannot be above the law.
Savio, have you gone through the proceedings of the court today?
Every politician
when the Supreme Court asks,
Savio, louder, audio checks,
because I
controls.
have to do my job. I am an elected representative of the people. You gave Arvind Kejriwal bail. Please give me bail now. It is a bad precedent and it is not advisable to walk down this path. Arvind Kejriwal is the chief minister of a state. He represents the people of that state. He is not above the people of that state.
Whether Arvind Kejriwal gets out and decimates Bharatiya Janata Party in Delhi, that is what you are afraid of. Abhi kahan bail diya bhaiya? Ab abhi se hi Supreme Court.
My friend, we are talking about the law. Stick into the ambit of the law. Don't create a bad precedent. Don't make the politician above the people. Arvind Kejriwal came here on the basis of a common man, and today he wants to treat himself as a caste man, not an Aam Aadmi, but a caste man.
Anybody,
That cannot be allowed.
Have you got the calls live?
Let it be a
Are you getting the calls?
let it be a
We
common
cannot set a
politician, let it be a
precedent
social
where
worker.
a chief minister
This is to be
is
decided
allowed to
according
take
with the
interim
system
bail
which
because he
is
wants to
running
go
in this country.
and participate or take part in
Not on
elections.
not on
It's
what,
not correct.
you
Because
say,
if you
not
do
on
that
what
for
Arnab says,
him,
not-
you should
not-
do
not-
that
not
for
based on
every
what the
other
court
citizen,
says.
every other alleged criminal who's facing a trial. Why this exception for Arvind Kejriwal? He is
Who
an
decides
alleged
that? That is what
criminal.
I'm trying to ask
He is an
you.
alleged
You haven't
criminal
answered.
and has to be
You
treated
haven't
like an alleged
answered.
criminal. He cannot get
And
a
who
special
decides on the
privilege.
bail, yaar? If not the judiciary,
It will
then who
set a
decides?
bad precedent. It will set a very bad precedent. We must
I
not
have
walk down this
disagreed.
path.
Look, Savio, I have disagreed on many aspects. You know, when it comes to the alleged liquor policy of the Delhi government. You know,
You answer just one question. Is Arvind Kejriwal above the law and above the common people? Yes or
We
no?
all run. The country
Is
runs,
Arvind
you know,
Kejriwal above the law,
based on a
above
system.
the common
The
people?
country does not run
Simple
on
question.
imagination. The country does not run on whims and fancies. You know, the
It's
country
not about
runs in
whims and
accordance with the
fancies.
system. We
It's
all
about
have to,
setting a
whether it is you,
precedent.
me, or anybody, has
You're not
to
answering my
follow-
question.
has to follow the
You're
system.
not answering the question whether he's above the law and whether he's above the people.
Certainly, he is not
He
above the law. If he
represents
was
the
above the
people.
law, he would have been out. But the
If
Supreme
he
Court will
represents the
decide
people,
now.
then why are these people,
Arre Baba.
why aren't people who belong to other jobs, who are currently...
No, but I think since Arvind Kejriwal is represented by a very accomplished lawyer, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, then I suggest if he's so confident about it, let him make the following argument. Let him say, my lords, I have got a top lawyer called Abhishek Manu Singhvi, and since the Aam Aadmi cannot get Abhishek Manu Singhvi to represent them, I would like Abhishek Manu Singhvi to make an argument on behalf of all people who have important jobs to do. Because I joined politics saying I will speak for the people, not for myself. So then in that case, Arvind Kejriwal should say, my lords, not only should I be given on, put out on bail, my lords must decide who else has similar jobs as important as mine. I may have a job of campaigning, but others also have jobs to do. There may be a person who is a teacher, and all the juveniles who are put in various homes who have committed crimes, they also have schools to attend, examinations to give. They must also be released. Doctors, surgeons, teachers, journalists, everybody has a job to do. Right? Even a jobless person has the job to go out and try and get employment for his family. And hence Arvind Kejriwal should speak about the aspect of precedence out here. Because I protest against this complete arrogance of going and saying that I am a chief minister and it's election time. So what? So what?
Exactly.
It does not put you in a position of privilege. I am a chief minister, election time, I need to be given bail. Forget the rest of the people and say forever in this country, let the law of this country record the fact that chief ministers are more important than others.
Live as a common man.
Okay.
This argument,
This is a kind of insult and privilege that
I admire the patience of the honorable judges to be hearing this kind of argument.
Now, first of all,
Apparently, he's an Aam Aadmi, Arnab.
Yes, Piyush can counter me. Piyush.
You make up your mind whether you're trying to quote
Yeah,
the
Piyush.
Honorable Judiciary or Honorable Supreme
Piyush and
Court.
RP.
Or you are trying to quote the lawyer of Kejriwal. I fail to understand what you're trying. First
Piyush
of all,
and
you're
RP.
trying First of all,
The gangster who's in jail for the nomination.
What argument
And
the
said
Supreme Court will
contesting
decide,
election.
and then you're
Please
saying what
don't
argument
go
Abhishek Manu
and
Singh will make.
Piyush is on the debate. Piyush.
Let it be decided by Abhishek Manu Singh what he wants to say. Let it be decided by the Honorable Judiciary or the Honorable Supreme Court of India on what merits and demerits do they want to adjudicate the case. Oh, you make up your mind whether you want to coach Abhishek Manu Singh or whether you want to coach the Honorable Supreme Court of the country. Because I don't think there are any takers for your coaching as far as Abhishek Manu Singh or the Supreme Court is concerned. They are going to adjudicate based on the merits and demerits of the case and not according to what you are trying to say on this channel or what your poll says.
Allow him then, by the president which he has said, by giving a bail to Mr. Kejriwal to go and campaign.
They may very well say that this decision cannot be used as a precedent. Why this Allah, yaar? They can very well say that this judgment, this decision
How
cannot
can
be
it
used
not
as a
be?
precedent.
How can it not be? Law is all about setting a precedent. Okay. Now another argument comes. I have a caller, Charu Pragya, also joining the debate. It's a very strong debate tonight. I'm surprised the kind of feedback we're getting. Hi, Charu. This is, this is really, astonishing debate that Arvind Kejriwal says, I'm a chief minister, I have to campaign. It's an important job. Not that he's saying others are not important, but by implication. The implication is tomorrow that a chief minister is a very important job of campaigning. MLA will have little less. Corporator will have little less. And ordinary other people like us have no important jobs to do. Charu Pragya on the debate before I go to my first caller tonight. Charu.
Good evening, Arnab. Beyond laughable, I'm a lawyer. And I cannot imagine any court entertaining a plea as laughable as this one. When you were charged with corruption, you did not think that you were a chief minister. When you defied summon after summon, you didn't remember you were a chief minister. When you turn up and make ridiculous statements, you didn't remember you were a chief minister. Your wife actually made a mockery out of both you and your political party. You didn't remember you were a chief minister. Do you remember that?
He remembers you
All
forgot.
he had become is a meme right now, Arnab, and he wants to set a precedent as terrible as that in a country with a democracy as vibrant as India.
He remembers you forgot that he is a duly elected chief minister.
Do what you want, and if it's election time, a good reason to get bail is that I want to campaign. I want to pretend that I'm some kind of a martyr. You're not a martyr. You're an accused. And you're an accused in a case where you have stolen from the people of Delhi. You're an accused in a case where you have stolen from the people of Delhi at the time of COVID.
He's accused in a case based on false statements.
People were dying
He's
for
accused
lack
in a
of
case
oxygen.
based on fabricated
you were
evidence.
worried about alcohol.
He's accused in a case based on vendetta politics.
I believe that no court in my country should be entertaining a plea like that at all. And I cannot imagine how any sane person in this country can defend a plea like that.
Crores to the Bharatiya Janata Party in electoral bonds.
Speaking of me is not going to help, right?
These are the facts of the matter. And that is
I'm
that
telling you
is
the
the
facts
case
of
that
the matter. Why is it that a court has chosen not to give him bail till now? Why is that? Why is
that is not the court to
his aides
decide.
have
That
been
is not
kept
for you
behind
and me to
bars
decide.
for over a
That
year?
is all I have been trying to
Why
say.
is that a money trail of over 350 crore has been established to the coffers of the Aam Aadmi Party, and you still feel justified that because it is election time you should be out?
Who decides that? We live in a system.
Okay, viewers, I'm going to a caller. My first caller, Karthik Patel, is on the call. Karthik, hi.
Hi.
What do you think?
My name is Karthik Patel. I'm from Mumbai itself. I just want to have one simple question. If I'm a normal person who is caught in drunken drive, simple drunken drive, I'm just telling you simple drunken drive, there is 4 days of judiciary, 4 days of jail, which I have been through. Okay, it was my mistake, I understand that. And a common person like Kejriwal, Narendra Modi, Karthik Patel is all the same. He's an Indian citizen.
Precisely.
Our laws should be everywhere the same. Simple as that.
Precisely. I'm telling you, Karthik, this is getting so dangerous. But
this pro-up, which now, Arnab, I'm a very big fan of yours. I'm so sorry, but I could not say anything. Law is for everybody, and it's the same, you know. That is it. That's it.
You got your TV on. Put that down, otherwise there'll be a delay. We'll miss talking to each other, Karthik. But I got your point. I think you make a solid point. I'm going to get a couple of other callers also in. See, Piyush, this is a bad one. This is going to bounce back on you. I'm not going to say what the court is going to do, but the court is going to have to address this one issue of the precedent being set here. Right, Savio?
I agree.
It's a precedent-wala issue.
Petition behind back today.
Completely.
They will ask for the
You know,
same
Piyush, what you're really saying, and I'm saying sad
Whether
because you are
Mr.
a knowledgeable
Patel is going to get a
person.
bail or not,
What
who
you're
will
really
decide it?
accepting is a
One more
really
caller.
bad precedent. It is not about Arvind Kejriwal alone. It is about every other minister that will utilize this
Whether
when
Mr.
they
Patel,
are
your
involved in
caller,
alleged crime.
gets a
And
bail or
Piyush,
not,
that's where the
who's
problem
going to
is.
decide it? Now? The
You're an
judiciary is going
intelligent
to
man.
decide
Please
it.
understand the point we are making.
Right.
I'm sure you understand.
Please, I think, Arthik,
but you
I
have
think-
to
I think-
defend
I
the
think-
up. So you will defend the up.
Yeah.
But you are going to open a Pandora's box.
Yeah, it's a Pandora's
and
box
that
issue.
Pandora's box is going to wreak havoc.
Okay, one more caller.
As
Ashok
far
Kumar is
as
calling in. I think he's calling from
alleged
Malappuram.
criminality for politics
Ashok,
is
hi.
concerned.
Hi, good evening, Arnab.
Good evening.
And I am speaking from Malappuram district, Kerala.
Yes.
My point of view is that, first of all, when he was arrested and the case was going on, the main problem is that he should not act still as a chief minister. He should have resigned. But
True.
having said so, nobody understood the law properly, that anybody accused is continuing in the top position and is allowed to exercise his powers from the jail. So naturally, justice will be denied, right? So my viewpoint is that should be the point of view from all the people.
Okay, I only got to say this is going to be a really hot debate, viewers. And I think Kejriwal should pull back that argument. He should say, no, my lords, I got it wrong. I'm understanding here. This is going to be terrible for the people in the country. It's going to be a letdown for people in different occupations. I'm going to be trying to establish myself as more important than others. I'm just giving my point of view. Who are we to advise the Honorable Supreme Court of the country? They know the importance, and the bench of Justices Sanjeev Khanna and Dipankar Datta will pass the order perhaps on Friday.